Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a very requested video. I feel like I haven't said that in a while. I have been collecting questions for this video for quite a long time now, so here we finally are. I'm also in a new corner of my flat that I've not filmed in before. Bit dead, but the rest of my flat is so messy that there's literally no other way that I can film without getting any of the mess in, so I'm just looking out at the mess in front of me. I feel like I need something here. I've got the lamp, you can't really see it because it's so bright, but I feel like I need something on this wall, on this corner, to make it look a bit more, don't know. What do you think? Any suggestions? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you are excited. Slash, if you have submitted a question for this video, give me a thumbs up now. I keep looking at my hair because I feel like it looks like a mess, but it's just because I have it in a clip. So I'm gonna explain a little bit about my general tips for anyone who wants to get into fitness, and then I'm gonna go through all the questions because I have got quite a few. I just wanted to say, if you are thinking about starting a fitness journey, or you want to get into fitness or the gym or whatever it is, just do it. Don't keep putting it off. Don't wait for the right time, because the right time will never come. There is no perfect timing. Just pick a day that you're gonna start and do it, and preferably make that either today or tomorrow. With that being said, there are some things you can do to make the journey, the start of the journey, a little bit more easier for you and more enjoyable, let's say. I don't think that exercise should be a chore. It shouldn't be torturous. It shouldn't be something that you feel like you're only doing because you have to do it. It should be something that you enjoy. It should be something that you look forward to, that makes you feel good, that makes you feel empowered, that makes you feel strong, all of those good things. So if right now your current exercise routine, if you have one, makes you feel bad, if it makes you anxious, or if you just absolutely dread it, if you dread that whatever it is coming around every week or however often you do it, it's time to switch things up. So let this video be your sign to switch up your exercise routine if you're not enjoying it. So these questions are obviously aimed at people that are complete beginners, and then I also asked people that aren't beginners what they wish they knew before they started. The first question is, how did I start in the gym? There's quite a lot of questions in one. I'm gonna start with, how did you start at the gym and how did you personally start your fitness journey? Now, I have done a video on this that I might actually redo, because it was one of the first videos I filmed for my channel and I feel like it's not the best. I will link it up there or down there or both if I remember, if you do want to go back and watch it, but I feel like I'm going to do an updated version. Let me know if that is something that you would like to see. But in short, I was never into exercise or fitness when I was younger. I've always been a dancer, so I guess that was kind of my leeway in. I've danced since I was 4 years old, which is nearly 20 years, which makes me sound so old, but here we are. When I was at school, I did GCSE PE, so I got into I really enjoyed learning about the body and the effects of exercise and all of that jazz, anatomy and physiology, all that I really enjoyed, so I got into it through that. And then while I was in sixth form, I did my level 2 exercise to music, which is my first fitness qualification I did, following in my mum's footsteps. So after that I started teaching fitness classes, and then a couple of years later I did my level 3 personal training and Pilates and a few other things, and now here we are. So I didn't actually get into going to the actual gym until after I went to uni, so when I was 19, 20-ish, probably more 20. So yeah, that's my fitness journey in a nutshell. I'm going to stop talking about me now and answer some questions. But how do you start at the gym? Do you just go in and use the machines? How do you know you're doing the right form using the machines right? So when you go to any new gym, they should give you an induction. If they don't offer you one, then ask for one, or ask a member of staff to go around and show you all the different machines and how to use them. If you're not sure, ask. If you're too nervous to go and ask someone in the gym, ask me, or ask someone on Instagram. There's plenty of coaches out there, myself included, that would not mind at all if someone messaged me hey, do you know how to use this machine, could you talk me through it, for example. But the best way is to get someone to show you when you're there. If you can go to the gym with someone, that's a bonus as well. So whether you take a friend, your mum, your dad, siblings, whoever it is, and you can kind of figure it out together. It doesn't matter if they are experienced in the gym or not. If you do have like a family member or a friend that is like really into the gym, then go with them, like get them to show you the ropes and show you how to get into things. Also, my DM's are always open as well. If you want to send me a video of you doing like some squats, and if you want any tips or form recommendations, I can also do that as well. Next question is it necessary to start with bodyweight workouts first before moving into the gym, or is it okay for people to start straight at the gym using weights? It is absolutely okay to start using weights if you've never done it before. Like, you don't have to start doing bodyweight squats or like home workouts or anything like that. Like, there's no prerequisite to go into a gym and use the equipment. What I would say is obviously start super light if you are going into using weights for the first time. Obviously it can be nerve-wracking, it can be like daunting doing a new exercise, but please just like safety first, be super careful. If in doubt, especially when you're on the machines, start with the peg in like the lowest weight, and this is the highest weight then, it's literally the opposite of what I meant. Start with the peg in the lightest weight. Make sure you're like doing it correctly, obviously as much as you can with what you can work out. If in doubt as well, watch people like in front of you like using other equipment and then follow what they're doing. Again, obviously be careful because they might not also be doing it right. But yeah, if in doubt, just ask someone. Next question is best apps to track progress. I personally use Trainerize, which is what I have all my coaching clients set up on, and what my coach also uses it, so I have my own profile on that as well. There is one, I think it's just called Strong, that I've seen a lot of people use. Obviously if you don't have a coach to set you up on their like software, so I'd recommend that one. It looks pretty good. Or even just writing in your like phone notes what like your exercise and what weight you used and how many like repetitions you did, and just keeping a track that way. As long as you're keeping track somewhere, somehow, it doesn't really matter what format you do that in. Or even literally just like, there's specific logbook like notebooks now. If you literally just search workout logbook on Amazon or whatever, some will definitely come up. I've seen quite a lot of really nice ones recently, so that is also an option. Or literally just a plain notebook. Like, I see plenty of people walk around the gym with a notebook recording all their weights and everything. Which shoes are the best for training? This is a good question. So when you're lifting, you want, especially when you're doing lower body exercises like squats and things like that, and deadlifts, you want your foot to be as in contact with the floor as you can, which means you want flat shoes. Now you can get like proper lifting shoes. I think the ones I see the most on like Instagram and stuff is Nike Metcons, I want to say. I like to wear Converse for lower body days because I would go barefoot, not barefoot, but like in my socks to do squats and deadlifts, but my gym doesn't allow it. So that is an option if your gym allows it and you're obviously super careful and don't drop a weight on your foot. But you basically just want to make sure that your foot doesn't like cramp up. You want your foot to be like as flat as possible. So you don't want trainers that are gonna like squish your foot up, and you don't want like a hefty platform, so you don't want too much like spring. That's specifically for weightlifting. So for example, I have different trainers that I will then wear for like teaching classes, especially high impact classes like HIIT, step, dance fit, anything like that. I will wear like spongier trainers. I only really like Nike trainers. I'm just really fussy with trainers, so I only really wear Nikes, but there are obviously others out there. I know a lot of people get on well with Adidas or Reebok, but yeah, personally Nike trainers are my favourite. I love my Air Maxes, I wear them for teaching, but again, I wouldn't wear them for like lower body days because they are not flat enough. How to find gym friends? I love this question. Instagram. I've actually met a few girls that go to my gym like on Instagram, so that's a good way. So just like search whatever gym you go on their account if they have one and see who follows it, or look on the like tagged location. You can do it that way as well, and find like people that go to the same gym as you. Or Facebook groups. So I'm in a group called Girls Who Sweat, which is like a sister group of girls who graduate. I'll link it down below, but that's a good way, so you can just post in there and see like who's in your area, if anyone goes to gyms around you. Also through like fitness apps, so like Shreddy or Beyond, so anything that has like a community around it, you're gonna find like gym friends through that. Another one is workout classes, and this is actually a good one to get into fitness as well. If you're not sure what you're doing and you want help on form but you can't afford a PT maybe for like a one-to-one session, get into group exercise. So most gyms now do have like a timetable of group exercise classes, and they are getting so much better like over the years. So go in that way, and then that way you'll meet new people, you'll find like new exercises, you'll be able to make sure that you're getting your form correct and everything, because the instructors should obviously come around and make sure everyone is doing the exercises safely. So that's a really good way to learn form as well as making new friends. How do you warm up for the gym? This is a good one. So I just like to do 5 to 10 minutes on like any cardio machine. So obviously if I'm doing leg day, I might do something more leg focused like the bike. If I'm doing an upper body day, I'll do like the cross trainer, so I'm using my whole body to warm up. But you don't have to do cardio to warm up. You can do like exercises that are specific to the workout you're gonna do to warm yourself up. For example, on a leg day, I might start off with just some body weight squats, body weight lunges, some leg swings, hip openers, dynamic stretches, anything that's related to your workout. You can do body weight as a warm-up. You can literally use your workout moves that you have set as your warm-up, but just do a lighter version. So for example, when I warm up to do squats, I'll do all my mobility first, and then the first set of the exercise I will do like a lighter weight. So I might just use the bar without putting any plates on, just to warm up a little bit more and get the muscles going, fired up, before I go and put like really heavy weights on. Not that I lift that heavy, but you know what I mean. How to get over fear of men in the gym. Okay, this is a big one. First of all, you have just as much right to be in that gym as every man that is around you. Just because they are lifting heavier than you does not mean that you don't deserve to be there. Does not mean that you are not worthy of being there, of taking up space, etc. Some gyms have a ladies only area, which is really useful for getting over that initial fear of going to the gym, but then a lot of ladies areas don't have the same equipment in as the main gym, so you're gonna want to get over the fear eventually, basically, if you want to progress in the gym. It does get easier, you just kind of have to learn to block it out and know that you deserve to be there. Like, you're paying your membership, you have just as much right to be there as they do. What kind of sets to start doing weight training? I'm assuming this means like how many sets to do. In a beginner program, I would start off with doing like 3 sets of about 8 to 10, maybe 12 reps of each exercise, and just keeping it super basic, the same for every exercise. 3 sets of 10 reps, or give or take a few. When you're selecting your weight, you want to try and select something that you can perform comfortably 10 reps, but you could perform a few more reps safely with good technique if someone asked you to. And it wants to be, personally, I tell my clients they should be working at around a 7 out of 10. So like on the effort scale, 1 being this is piss easy, I could do it all day, 10 being I could not do that again if you like pointed a gun to my head. We want to be working at around a 7 in general. How to get started, like motivation, just find like your reason why you're starting, have that in your head. Obviously, if you want to get started on a fitness journey, you want to get fitter, you want to get stronger, maybe you have some like aesthetic goals that you want to reach by a certain point, like have that in mind and just book yourself onto a class or book yourself a gym slot and just go. The more you get into it, the more it will become a habit, the more you'll get like the feel good endorphins and you'll want to keep going back. So it's just that first hurdle of starting that's the hard bit, and then after that it gets so much easier. So obviously some days you're still not going to be motivated, you're just going to want to stay in bed or whatever, but once you get started and you build that momentum, it does get so much easier. I would suggest buying yourself a few like gym outfits that you feel confident in, that you feel like you look good in, that are comfortable, that make you look good and feel good, and have those ready to go. And then make sure you've got all your equipment ready. So whether you want to buy maybe a barbell pad if you're gonna want to do like hip thrusts and things like that, maybe you want to buy yourself some gloves or like straps or chalk if you want to work on your grip. Whatever you think you're going to need, have it all ready. Buy yourself some new trainers, buy yourself a cute outfit, join a gym, that's a fairly important bit or join an app, or join whatever community it is that you're going to be doing your workouts in, and just go for it. Like, just start. Follow people on Instagram that inspire you, that motivate you, that encourage you. Try not to follow people that you're just going to compare yourself to and make yourself feel worse, because that's not useful. I would try and follow people that are in a similar position to you, so that are also beginners. Maybe they have a similar body shape to you, maybe they have similar goals to you, whatever it is, so that you can relate to them, so that you're not just following people that are like fitness models that have like the perfect physique. They work out 7 days a week for like 3 hours. Like, that's not sustainable for someone that's just starting out in the gym. So make sure you're following people that reflect your own goals and your own position. Obviously you can follow people that you like look up to. Maybe they're an athlete, maybe they, I don't know, own a gym, maybe they're a personal trainer. Like, follow people like that, but just be aware of who you're following, if that makes sense. This is a good question. So someone said, I don't know if this is prominent anymore, but many girls used to think lifting wasn't for them. How to get into lifting weights if you've come from that mindset? I think this is still a thing, but like you said, lifting has become a lot more like popular and almost mainstream. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but I know what you mean. Like, people used to have this mindset that lifting weights was for men and that girls would do cardio to like not get bulky. So first of all, lifting weights is not going to make you bulky. Anyone that's gone on a bulk will tell you how hard it is to actually like put on a like hefty amount of muscle. Like, that takes work. Obviously, if you're just starting your gym journey, you have that little phase of time at the beginning where you're probably gonna drop fat and build muscle at the same time, especially if you've not done that kind of movement before. You're gonna make a lot of progress probably in the first month or two, and then it kind of plateaus out a little bit, and then you have to work a bit harder of like which direction you want to go in. Again, I think it's just like reminding yourself why you want to do it, because you don't have to lift weights. Like, no one's forcing you to. I would try and go to a gym class maybe, because they are obviously like, I think classes are more typically popular with females than males. Obviously depending on the class, depending on the instructor, but if you can get yourself in a class with loads of like-minded women, like a weights class. I know that some gyms do literally weightlifting for women, like in a class, so maybe find something like that to see like how empowering it can be, and then surrounding yourself with women who have the mindset of lifting weights is a positive thing. Because then once you get started with lifting weights, it can become quite addictive. Not in a bad way necessarily. It's one of those things, once you get into it and once you like cross that hurdle and cross that bridge, then it is a lot easier. And I'm assuming if you're watching this video, then you're wanting to make that step forward to joining the gym and getting stronger, getting fitter, whatever it is. So just go with it. How much protein should I be having, and why is it so important? So first of all, protein is super important for repairing your muscles and like to actually build muscle. So protein, I'm not going to go into the science of it, mainly because I will not explain it well, but basically the bottom line is, when you eat enough protein in your diet, it goes to your muscles and helps them to grow, helps them to repair. Because basically when you're lifting weights and you're like, when you get that like achy feeling after the gym, it's because you've like put micro tears in your muscles, which sounds dramatic, but that's literally what you're doing when you're like, especially when you're lifting heavy and you're going for those like top sets, those PBs. You're literally like ripping your muscles, so obviously then they need time to recover, and by having protein, that's going to help the muscles to repair themselves and then to grow. In terms of how much protein, now this is like obviously widely debated and it is very individual to each person, so you kind of have to just play around with how much protein you have and see what works for you, because our bodies don't do anything if we have too much protein. Like, it can't store the extra protein. so there's no point in having like so much protein because your body doesn't do anything with it. Protein also makes you feel fuller for longer, so if you're just eating like empty carbs, then you're not going to have as much energy, you're going to probably snack more because like that's what your body does when you have like lots of carby foods. So if you're eating protein on every meal, it's going to keep you fuller for longer, which is obviously going to reduce snacking. If weight loss is your goal, then that's obviously going to help you. If weight loss isn't your goal, then it's still good to have protein in each meal to like make them substantial and give you energy throughout the day. In terms of how much protein, let's go back to that. As a general baseline, I recommend to my clients a minimum of, I think the official like bracket is 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. I would recommend starting with like working out super easily to do 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight. If you work out what your protein intake should be according to those like guidelines, and it's a lot more than what you are currently consuming, you don't have to up it by like 50 grams from day one. You can gradually increase it. So this is what I do with my clients. If they're struggling to hit protein, we'll set a goal. For example, we might start by getting in 50 grams of protein a day, and once we can hit that consistently, we up it to 60, then to 70, and we just up it super gradually so we can like notice how the body responds to it and just get like a general idea of how your body is processing that. Calorie intake when trying to bulk and being scared to eat more, some tips. So obviously, for anyone that doesn't know, a bulk is basically when you are trying to put on weight, you're trying to build muscle and get bigger, as opposed to fat loss and obviously dropping weight. To be in a bulk, you need to be eating more calories than you're burning, which is called a calorie surplus, as opposed to a calorie deficit that you'd be in when you're dropping your weight. First of all, like, it's a big thing. I know especially like in some women, it's obviously like ingrained into us that we should be eating less, we should be having smaller portion sizes, we should be snacking less, like whatever the media has like force fed into us and made us believe over the years. And that's bullshit. I'm here to say it. It's bullshit. You can eat what you want. Like, you can eat however much you want, and we need to eat. Like, the most important thing here is that you need to eat. It's a big thing to get over, and again, you want to gradually increase your intake. You don't want to like go crazy and up it by like 500 calories in one go, and just think about ways that you can incorporate more calories in super gradually without you really noticing. Well, that might be making your portion sizes slightly bigger. You can also add in extra calories through like sauces, so whether that's like actual like pasta sauce or like ketchup or sweet chili sauce, mayonnaise, whatever it is. All these things contain extra calories that we normally forget about when we're on a diet as such, and they can like creep in. So when you're on a bulk, that's actually a good thing because then you're upping your calories that way. You can have things like fruit juices. Wouldn't recommend having loads of them because they are super sugary, but you can have like a glass of fruit juice with your breakfast. That would give you an extra like 100-200 calories. More snacks, so like carrying around, I used to carry around like a pot of mixed nuts and raisins. You can snack on those, they're quite high in calories. Things, for example, like having a whole avocado instead of half an avocado. Maybe you're having an extra slice of bread, like 3 slices of bread for a sandwich instead of 2. Anything like that, just up it gradually. Look at what you're already eating and then think about how you can gradually increase that. Protein shakes are another one. Extra calories and extra protein obviously at the same time. Okay, next one. I hate exercising but feel like I should. What do I do? I love this question. So what makes you hate exercising? Like, what do you hate about it? Figure that out first. So if you think, I started trying to go on runs every week but I just hate it, don't go for a run. Try something new until you find something that works for you. Like, exercise for me is not a chore. I exercise because it makes me feel good, it makes me feel fit, it makes me feel strong, it makes me better at dancing, which is obviously what I want to do. It makes me feel like more confident, makes me feel good about myself. Yeah, so think about what you want to get out of exercising and how it makes you feel now, and then find an activity that fits that. So there's so many different forms of exercise. Like, you don't have to go to the gym and lift weights all day. You don't have to go on a run outside in the cold in January. You don't have to walk 5,000 miles every day. You find something that works for you. It might be playing tennis, it might be a dance class, pole dance, trampolining, yoga, Pilates, maybe it's exercise classes, maybe it is going to the gym, maybe it's going on a bike ride. Like, there are literally so many options. Like, you can't just say I hate exercising. Like, no you don't, you hate that type of exercise you've chosen to do. Keep going until you find something that you do genuinely enjoy, and then it won't become a chore anymore. It will be a healthy habit that you have, that you want to do and you look forward to because it makes you feel good. Okay, I think that's mostly all of the questions. Sorry if I've missed one that you submitted. Let me know in the comments and I'll try and answer some more if there are any. There are a couple more questions about like how to maintain a routine, how to be consistent, and how, like, what exercise you can do for which like muscle group. And I think that's something that I'm going to do in a separate video, like how to build a workout plan if you've never done that before, because this video is already getting very long and I feel like that would be useful as a separate thing on its own. So let me know if you think that that would be useful, and I'll try and get that up soon. And we can do a little like mini fitness series, so if there's anything else that you want to see or learn about in the terms of fitness, in terms of the gym or exercise outside of the gym, let me know. Comment down below and I will do my best. The biggest thing as well, I would say, for like motivation and accountability and like getting into it properly, is to make an Instagram account for fitness. Whether you put that on private, whether you don't even let anyone follow it, like, that's up to you. But the amount of girls I've followed on Instagram that have like just started their fitness journeys, or like, that is how my like main Instagram account was like started, was through a fitness account that I made to track my own progress. So I highly recommend doing that, because then you'll find as well, like, you'll find other girls that are like in the same boat as you basically, and you can all support each other, hype each other up. Like, there is such a community out there for it that you don't have to do it alone at all. Like, there's always going to be someone like rooting for you and cheering you on. I think I tried to combine those two together. But yeah, definitely do that and find other people that are in the same boat. So I hope this was useful. Let me know if it was. Leave me a comment down below. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and let me know what other fitness content you would like to see. Bye!